Hello, friends. Welcome to the stream. As you
Hi.
can see, I am joined by some besties. There they are. There's the besties. Um, Brielle, Cody, I'm sure my audience know and adore you, but would you like to introduce yourselves for anyone who might not know you?
Sure. Ladies
Sure.
first.
Oh,
Go ahead, Brielle.
so sweet. Hi, I'm Brielle. My channel is Brielle Writes. Thank you so much, Becca, for having me. Super hyped. And I'm in draft 2 revisions of my fantasy book. I'll be working on chapter 28 today.
Yay.
Love.
Brielle, how much do you have left of your revisions? I'm curious.
I would estimate I'm 60 something % of the way through this draft. So more than halfway now. Home stretch.
Yay! 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 Awesome. Cody,
Very
take it
nice.
away.
Hello, I'm Cody. I am a writer, and I am actually in a bit of a limbo right now because I just finished up draft 4 on my debut novel that comes out this year, The Ghostwriters Club, and I submitted it to my editor literally 3 days ago. So, yeah, I have 3 weeks to just kind of do whatever the heck I want. So, for this stream, I'm probably going to do a little bit of critique reading for Alyssa, who is in the chat. And then I'm probably going to do a little bit of world building, brainstorming stuff for a fantasy project that's brewing in the back of my brain.
Amazing. I know when I got to chat with you on Jesus, it's yesterday already. I was like, what is he gonna bring to the stream? What is he gonna work on?
Oh man, it's fine. We're fine.
Amazing.
We're doing our best.
Hello everyone. Hello. There's so many people here tonight.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Hello, Ian. As always, can't wait to see what chaos Alyssa brings to the chat.
We
Always
love
a
Alyssa
treat.
and her chaos.
Always a treat. Hello, LDJ. Oh my gosh.
So many friends.
Michaela is here.
Oh my gosh, hi Mick.
Hi.
I miss your
Jasmine's
face.
here. Wait, I saw Alyssa's comment. She's like, oh.
Because I told her I was going to be reading her book.
Oh.
Oh. That's why there's the don't mind me typing in the document.
I'll be good, I promise. I'm lying. Oh my gosh. Hi, Ari.
Hi, Ari.
Wow, it's a freaking party tonight. Good Lord.
Yes.
Well, if you don't know me, if you're coming over from Cody's page, hello, I'm Becca. I am also working on wrapping up my project. I am in the last stretch. I am in Act 3. I have just finished. Is it The All Is Lost, The Dark Night of the Soul? It's like right before Peter he's hit his lowest point, he's over it, he's getting ready to like fix everything.
Yes.
I'm so not good at remembering like the Save the Cat beats. I have that thing strapped to me at all times because I just
See, All Is Lost and Dark Night of the Soul, I feel like are like melded into one thing for me because they both kind of have the same vibes. Like we're at the lowest point of our characters at the lowest point that they could be at in this book, but we're gonna turn that mess around and get them where they gotta go.
Get them where they gotta go. Yeah, I know. I'm staring at my like Scrivener like progress bar, and it's like right there. It's like almost there, and I'm so excited I get this thing done.
You're so close.
You are so close.
I'm so close. It doesn't need major structural edits. Absolutely, the whole first half has got to go, but it will exist, and that's half the battle.
What did I say yesterday, friend?
It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
Yep. Once it's done, it's done. See, Michaela and Ari have read the early pages, so they know what my poor boy has gone through, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, if you have not joined a stream before, if you have, we're gonna do probably 3 25-minute sprints, 2 or 3 25-minute sprints, depending on how long we end up chatting. I know we chat a lot.
Yes.
I tend to yap a lot. But if there's anything that you guys want to ask us either I would say writing related, project related, content related. I've had a lot of really good conversations with friends about YouTube and content creation and like that whole rigmarole. Because I feel like people really want to get into it, especially in the new year. They're like, I finally want to start doing something. And with the clock app going away next week, I guess that's a topic of conversation. How are you guys feeling about TikTok going away?
Woo! Yeah!
Honestly, I mean, as much as I love watching people make sourdough bread, it's time. It's time to let the time suck go. You know,
I'm
I'm on sourdough
thrilled.
TikTok, by the way.
Why? Why
I'm
such a
thrilled.
visceral reaction? I'm curious.
From
You
me?
just like,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't like short form. I don't like consuming it. I don't like the idea of making it. And so to me, this is a relief because I feel there's a pressure, especially as writers, to have gotten on TikTok. And I'm like, maybe now, by the time I get to that marketing point, I'll be able to create on a different platform. Even if it's Reels on Instagram, it feels a little less intimidating to me than TikTok. So yeah,
I've reached the
I'm
age where
happy.
there's some social media that I'm like, I've never heard of, never used, never thought about. Like, it's getting to that point, and I'm terrified because I'm like, oh no, I'm
Mhm.
getting behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so interesting because when I decided to start posting on this platform, I went back and forth between this and TikTok. And mind you, I grew up
Really?
on YouTube because I'm like, this is my like this is where I learned how to do basically everything. Like when I
Mhm.
finish my day, I sit and I watch videos, like YouTube videos. And I was like, I really genuinely felt like people were gonna get sick of short form in some capacity, like the attention span, like you could just feel it rotting. So does part of me feel a little vindicated that I chose the right platform? 100%. 100%. But like, yeah, I am kind of glad that it's going away. People are already starting to move on to something else because it's Vine, it's musically like it reincarnates in some way, shape, or form, but like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not. And Instagram feels like the Wild West. I barely use mine. Like I just can't. It's so
My
crazy.
Instagram is tumbleweeds in the wild, wild west.
See, okay, this is the one part where I do feel like a lot of people have built their platforms there.
That's true.
Um,
I do
yeah.
sympathize and empathize with the people who are going to lose a big part of their career. Yeah.
hmm And I will say there is like I used it to a certain extent as like a search engine for a while there. Like I did like using it to like find out where to like go visit, like where to eat and like how to I don't know. I learned a lot about YouTube on that app too and like camera equipment and like all of that. So it's like it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. But
The
yes,
only value that I got from TikTok was brain rot. I didn't actually use it for any. Oh, and cute sweaters. I bought all my cute sweaters on the TikTok shop. So I got to find a new guy.
I feel like there was definitely no community. I feel like it was basically like you saw one video. Like I wouldn't follow someone if it was like a viral funny video. Like I wouldn't go back. I do
Mm-mm.
think the community is stronger here on YouTube. See, not the sweaters.
I love me a sweater.
Not
We
the
know this.
sweaters. Oh my gosh. Well, we are 10 minutes in. Do you guys want to
Wow.
go ahead and do a sprint? I will also ask the
Wow.
chat. Are we ready?
I'm here for a
I
good time, not a long time. You know what I'm
I jumped
saying?
straight
So
into it. Like I said, I will talk too long if I go. But also, have you guys written today already? I did a session this morning, so I got my words in that I needed to. But like, is this extra for you, Brielle? Extra? Well, you're revising.
Yeah. Yes, but I got through a chapter this morning. So this is cherry on top words.
nice. And the only thing that I did was on my Patreon stream this morning, I set up my Notion and made a mood board for Project Purple. So that's all
Okay.
I that's what I've done today.
Love that.
And that's work. Mood
Yeah.
boarding
And it's
is
so
work.
cute. It's so cute. I love it with my whole heart.
Project Purple. Are you allowed to talk more about that one? That's not terms and conditions, right? That is something different.
Yeah. No, that's not terms and
Is
conditions.
Purple the
Terms and
fantasy
condition
one?
Purple's fantasy, yes.
Okay.
But I mean,
Okay.
I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I don't know a lot about it, but
I mean,
you know,
you know what I know,
yeah.
which is not a lot.
Yeah. Not a lot.
Um, well, okay. This is the
Ooh.
part of the stream where there we go. I'll figure out how to share a screen.
Also, your background on the StreamYard is giving me Togepi vibes. Like,
I
the
thought the same
Pokemon
thing.
Togepi? Okay.
Yeah,
Looks like all the little shapes on his little eggshell. That's what it's giving. So I
it
just had to say
does.
that.
Also, side note, Brielle, you have a tiny little Bulbasaur planter on your shelf that I caught in your
Yeah.
latest video. So
Thank
cute.
you. Thank
I
you.
caught that a
So
few videos ago and I was like, Bulbasaur! I love it. It's so cute.
Caitlin, I don't need this kind of energy in the chat today.
Lots of follow-up cues.
All right, fine. I'll shut up. If that's what you want, I'll shut up. Okay. I will put 25 minutes on the clock. Everyone get their fun drink, get their tunes, and let's do some sprints. Good luck, everyone. We will check in. Oh, if you think of any questions you want to drop, put them in the chat, and I will catch up with those when we come back from the sprint. So, good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
That was so peaceful.
I know, that was like really
I didn't
like,
I
so
didn't
nice.
want to like start too loud, so I was like, that was so peaceful. I'm just gonna do a little whisper. Just do
Oh
a
my
little
god, I
whisper.
can't
How
wait.
y'all
There we go.
doing?
How did you guys do?
Good. I got through like a chapter and a half of Alyssa's book. So yeah.
Very
Nice.
nice.
I started revising the next chapter and realized something I changed in the last chapter now is impacting this chapter. So it's getting very messy. But it's fine. I'm gonna figure it out.
That's the
See,
worst.
I got 300 words. I realized very quickly that like I actually needed to start a new chapter.
Ooh.
Started a new chapter, and then I was like, wait, I have to brainstorm what needs to actually happen, because like I have a beat sheet to like help me understand like where I want it to go, but like a definitive chapter by chapter outline. I did one, but it's just like it's out the window. Like
Yeah. First
it's out
draft,
the window.
that chapter by chapter always goes out the window.
Yeah. But there were a couple really good questions that I wanted to pop in here. The first
Ooh.
one is written by Amelia. Hello. Hi, Amelia. And she asks, how do y'all manage filming, video filming and editing, and then actually getting your writing done? Great question.
I mean, for me, most of my filming revolves around doing the act of writing. And so usually if I have like a heavy filming day, that also means it's a heavy writing day, because if I'm not actually writing, then I have nothing to update the vlog to. So those kind of go hand in hand for me. But also something that I found has worked well for me is just being very organized. And something that I've started implementing is like plan, like at the beginning of a month, planning out the whole month. And then that way, if there's anything that I can sort of bulk film, then I can do that on like a given day. I plan that out. So yeah, organization, and then just the fact that filming and writing kind of go hand in hand for me.
Any notes, Brielle?
Yeah, I would say interestingly, filming and writing don't feel as connected for me just because if I'm filming a lot in a day, that's taking most of my time that day. And so I might be reflecting on writing I did previously or something, but I'm probably not writing a ton that day. So I guess I would say, like, when I finish a video, I try to give myself a few days to write in solitude without filming it to like really get into that flow. So for me, separation in some ways has helped. Um, like having maybe designated days or dedicate like designated times of the week that are more writing versus content focused. But creating content is a lot of work, so it's always going to be a difficult balance. But if you're really excited about both things and able to fit them into your schedule, it's a fun time, but it's hard. So be kind to yourself for sure.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there are days where the writing and the content line up so perfectly. Like you feel motivated to write, you feel motivated to like be on camera, you feel motivated to like do everything. And then there are days where you're just like, I'm supposed to get a writing vlog out and I can't put shit on the paper. Like I can't I can't brainstorm. I can't figure this out. And so like it gets kind of hard. I think just be really kind to yourself, cuz like it is really hard when like you can love writing and you can love making videos, but like sometimes they just don't align. I tried to like, since I work full time now, if I've structured the way that I work now to like do a lot of creative stuff on the weekends, and I now no longer film during the week. Like I do not worry about editing or writing the 3 days that I'm in the office. I use that time to like read a book or play video games or be with my husband or do something, literally anything else. And then I just kind of like figure out how to work that that writing and that content when I can. It's not my job
Yeah.
yet, so it's like I just do it because I like it, you know. As soon as you stop enjoying it, then it's like
Yeah.
That's a good advice, Becca. Like it's almost like energy management too, of um like if filming is taxing for you, maybe you're only doing that on days where you feel really ready and primed for it. Or if editing videos is really relaxing for you, if you're feeling less creative one day, maybe it's a good editing day. Like work with your natural motivation and like what feels good, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can definitely feel, I don't know how you guys feel, but like there's a significant difference in my editing when I have energy versus when I don't. Like
Oh,
I
for
will
sure.
do all of the extra bells and whistles and I'll be
Little
like, how can I
cutesy
make this like
things. Yes.
exactly? And then like
Yeah.
as soon as I start to feel like, oh, I gotta get a video out, that's when I'm like, take a pause, reevaluate. Cause like as much as I like making videos, I want them to be stuff that I'm proud of. Like if I'm not watching it back, I'm not doing a good job in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's just like how I kind of look at it. But um Charlotte asks, when you guys are editing, how do you keep track of your progress? Do you still use a word count or do you go chapter, scene, etc.? I don't have any experience in this just yet, but since you guys have been in the revision trenches, would you care to share?
Yeah, I definitely do not go by word count because obviously you're adding, you're taking away. So I've done it two different ways. One, I've tracked it one way, doing it by chapter. Like if I, knock out a chapter, I put a check mark or whatever. But something that really helped me, because sometimes you can't get through a whole chapter in a day, but you know that you can dedicate an hour. So I was tracking it by hours, like how much time I was spending revising. And so at the beginning of the week, I'd say, okay, somewhere in this full week, I want to spend 10 hours revising. I would schedule those 10 hours somewhere. And that's kind of how I tracked my progress.
I do use word count, but like in a weird way. Like, for example, if I get through a scene that was 500 words, I'll count that as 500 words. So I'm basing it off of the final word count of what I've worked through in draft 2. It gets a little confusing to explain, but I've found it works really well for me because it allows me to actually have numbers for that little sense of accomplishment, that little, endorphin rush, whatever. And it feels genuine because if I get through a chapter, that's awesome to be able to count all those words as being in draft 2. So, yeah.
Love it. I know. I'm like kind of. Am I already thinking about how I'm going to go about revising? Yes. Only
That's
very little
normal.
though, because I just, yeah, I get kind of nervous. I've always said that I've never really been the type of person to like shy away from cutting out things that don't work. I'm like, yeah, if a whole chapter doesn't work, scrap it. Um,
Could.
but now the thought of doing that does kind of hurt a little bit. So we'll see.
Yeah. For me, the difference was how much time I spent away from the draft, because with GWC, I was starting my next revision round like very shortly after. So it was very painful to be like, oh, this isn't working, cut it. But this past go round, I was away from it for almost 2 months, and I was cutting things left and right. Didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like, didn't shed a tear. I was like, yep, that whole chapter cut. It was
Yeah.
wonderful.
I feel like you definitely need that like time to remove yourself, like detach yourself from it and
Mhm.
not think of it as like, oh, I'm getting rid of all of this hard work that I just did. And it's more of like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
making this thing so much better. Like, I feel
Yes.
like the distance makes the heart grow fonder, 100%. Tia asks, how much brainstorming and outlining do you guys do before you start writing?
I think it
I'm,
depends on the book.
yeah, I'm like
Not a
50-50 with
ton.
this.
I feel like I've spent maybe like a few days brainstorming / outlining before starting each of the books that I've drafted. But I think I will continue to do more with each project I do. Like I think I'm going to become more and more of a planner each time I write, which do take with that what you will. Whatever that means to you, take with that what you will.
I feel like there's a fine line, right? Because you can like plan and plan and plan as a means to like put off actually writing the thing. And then
Mhm.
there are like some
Yes.
things that like you should definitely have. Like for fantasy, I feel like if you've got a magic system, you should definitely figure that out. Like that is like pretty big. Or if it's very like hierarchical, like these like political relationships or like familial relationships, like, and sometimes you discover that stuff like while you're writing, but I do like 30%. I'm like, who's my main character? What's his like adversity? What does he want? How do I get there? Because I feel like you don't know what you don't know until you start writing, and then you can kind of go back and be like, okay, I've written like 10,000 words into a project and then been like, oh, okay, this is what I actually need, and then I can plan better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think for me, I have to get to a point to where I can have at least a rough outline, like goalpost outline, where I know all the big points that I want to hit. I know how I want to get there, and if there's some things like a new animal or creature or something that happens along the way, I can build that in and like add that into the world building document. But for me, as long as I have like the goalposts and I have a general idea of how I want to get there to each point, then that's usually when I start drafting.
Yeah.
That's good advice. Yeah. I feel like as long as you have a sense of direction, like don't start with no idea where you're going, because that will probably end maybe in disaster.
100%, 100%. Jasmine asks a really good one, because this is something I'm currently struggling with, which I've never struggled with before, which is, at what point in the writing process do you start thinking about the book title?
When it comes to me, I don't really look for it. Usually I just kind of find it along the way. I don't know.
Book titles are so hard. I feel like at a certain point in drafting, I made like a list of terms and just started like thinking from there. But I feel like the book title, low key, like I would not stress about it truly, unless you are like literally publishing, like you're knocking down the door of publishing, like early stages. You do not need to know a book title, in my opinion. I don't know.
I don't know yet. I think I have like like an idea. Like I'll either pull from like a specific theme that's in the book. Like for example, like if there's a theme of like vulnerability, like I'm like, okay, what's fragile? Glass, or like whatever. Like there's like certain things that I can help tie it back to. I've never had this problem naming a book. Usually they always come to me like fairly quickly. Usually I have the title first, which is odd.
That's crazy.
Odd. I'm like, good for you.
This time around, I'm like, I couldn't tell you what it's called.
I will say the title of this book that I'm releasing this year, whenever I originally had like the idea, I was like, this is just like a stand-in title. But the whole process as I was writing it kind of grew on me. So the whole GWC, like as we all know now, stands for the Ghostwriters Club. And it was always that, which I wasn't expecting it, but it just like, I don't know, it just grew on me. It kind of like, it just worked. I don't know. So that's interesting.
That's a good point. I feel like sit with, like, if you have a perspective title, sit with it for a while before you even like mention it to anyone, because you'll feel in your bones whether or not it's right after you've started like thinking of this project as that title. Like, yeah, if it just starts feeling like the book, then it's like, okay, yeah, I landed on something good.
Yeah, it's like naming a pet.
Yeah.
Or a child. You just kind of
it is like
figure out
what
their spirit is, like what kind of vibes they have, and then usually the name just kind of slides into place, you know?
Yeah. Can't wait for that moment to come
our book babies. Yes, our book babies out in the world.
Oh my god. So we've got some comments like our early answers. The filming is easy, but it's the editing that kills me. I love editing.
Yeah.
I live to edit, personally. Except when I don't put makeup on or like do my hair, then I really hate myself. Like, why'd you do this?
That's fair. Yeah, the editing is definitely the time-consuming part, though, for sure. Like, I feel like if people go into YouTube thinking it's mostly filming, bestie, sorry.
Yeah, it's mostly editing. So you have
so
to
much
at least like editing a little bit.
You have to like it a bit. Yeah.
And you have to
doing
like
a little
yourself a
bit
little
of
bit
like, oh yeah, no,
because
like
you're
you have
looking
to
at
get so
yourself.
used to and hearing yourself.
Yes.
Like that to me is like the weirdest. Like I'm like, I sound like that. My mouth moves like that. What are you talking about? This is how people perceive me.
Yes.
Oh my god. Um, something I've learned from just jumping into a discovery draft on my first project is that you can always go back to making changes or making and changing an outline as you need. Yeah, I feel like there's no one right way to do this, guys. Like you really get to
Yeah.
just pick a way to do it that you like and then just refine it as you go. Um, I want to read your book so bad, Cody. I just read a book about a ghostwriter who actually sees ghosts, and I want more. If you like
I love
ghosts, you might
that.
like Eden too, but you actually get to read Cody's so soon. So soon.
Yes. Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. But
Oh
we'll
my
see. We'll get
gosh.
to read Eden eventually,
It's
I
coming.
hope,
I'm hoping
That'd be
because
I'm
cool.
hoping for my goal is to hopefully get beta readers early April.
Nice.
ooh, that'll be so fun.
So, that's exciting and also terrifying. So who knows how I'll
Well, now that I
feel
have
once
all
I
this
get there.
downtime, I might just dive into your document because is it still in Dogwater?
Oh, honey, it's changed so much since then. You
But it's
can.
still there,
You
so I can
can.
read
The
it.
essence is there. Yeah, of
Isn't there
course.
something about peach cobbler? Did I make that up?
No, no, no. I have a lot of food in my books.
There was a
Um,
food thing that was really
I love
sad.
that.
I
yeah.
remember. I
I
know
think
that.
food is like a huge thing for me. And eating in books. I don't know why. I feel like just like the act of like communal stuff like that is I don't know, it's always stuck with me. Felicity asks, what editing software do you use for YouTube? I am a huge proponent that it is not the hardware, it is the skill. So I don't think you need anything super fancy. I started with CapCut in my iPhone. I did
Wow.
buy myself Final Cut Pro for Christmas. That was my big Christmas gift to me after trying it out for 3 months, and I love it.
I use the
But
iPad version of Final Cut Pro, and it's like I think $2.99 a month or something like that. So it's
mm-hmm.
Oh my
super,
god, are you
super
editing
cheap.
your videos on an iPad? That's crazy.
Well, the most of mine have been edited on an iPad, yes, but the one that I just uploaded today was edited on my computer. But I learned that she might be not the best for that because she's tired. She's an old girl. She's doing her best. But yeah,
Wait, that's
normally it's just
wild.
iPad.
Yeah.
Do you have like a keyboard or are you just like with your finger? I'm just so
No, I
intrigued.
just with my finger just tapping
That's
and cut.
crazy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Respect. Love it.
Yeah,
thanks.
I could
Um
not. I could
I
not
actually
respect
prefer
it.
it to do that over sitting here having to like
that's
move a mouse.
crazy.
Like I find that my wrist gets more fatigued sitting here with a
That's so
mouse
interesting.
than just tapping. I don't know.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
See,
I'm
everyone's
a
dropping. Oh, go ahead.
sorry. No, you're good.
No.
I was just gonna say I'm a Premiere Pro girl, but wholly expensive. I've had the Adobe Suite since college, so I just stayed with it.
Mhm.
But it is annoying that they made it a subscription model. Not a fan, but yeah.
Mm,
I was really excited about that at first because it made it accessible to. I'm like, oh, I can do $20 a month, but that's also another big reason why I went to Final Cut because I'm like, you
Mhm.
spend so much more. Like, I'd rather just own it than have to
yes,
keep.
Yes.
I have beef with subscription models. I'm
Me
not gonna
too.
lie.
I prefer a per one-time purchase. I hate a subscription model.
Yeah,
The only one that I use it on is the iPad one because
yeah,
it's an iPad.
Yeah.
It's fine.
yeah. Well, and at $2.99, that's not bad. That's not bad
Yeah,
at
Yeah.
all.
$3.99. Yeah, but
But when
like
it's like $60 for the Adobe Suite, it's like a little aggressive.
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Is that every month, Brielle?
Mhm. I need to get the student discount from my boyfriend. I need to work on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta finagle the system because that's no.
Mhm.
Seriously, it's
Oh,
so
I use
aggressive.
my UT ID for everything because I work as a program
Smart.
coordinator at a
Oh,
university.
that's
So I
true.
use that for all the ed student deals like DoorDash, all of them. Make the
See.
system work for you.
Yes.
Becca, the vibes of your book feel like it will shatter me, and I want it in my hands respectfully. I am doing my best to get it there, but still trying so
Yes.
hard.
But thank you for being respectful,
Um,
Jasmine.
yes, yes. You could have said that disrespectfully, and I still would have. It
Yeah,
would have been fine. See,
yeah.
there's such an interesting discourse on like editing software. There's CapCut on Windows, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve. I started with Premiere Pro. Like that's where I learned to kind of like do more than just basic editing, and I really loved it.
Hmm.
The thing that really sold me on Final Cut 2 was also the fact that it's magnetic. So like if I move things around,
Yes.
it's so much easier. So much
Yeah.
easier. Um I'm glad I tried it out. I will say, when I saw that you could do like a 3-month trial of it, I was like, oh, that's like incredible. Like I want to do that. Um
This is reminding me that I
some
own Final Cut, so I have no excuse. I should be using it.
you own you
Uh,
You're
Whoops.
wasting money, Brielle. Oh my lord. I will say I do want to upgrade my desktop system to a Apple situation at some point. I will be getting the the application for the Mac because I know it can do more than the iPad for sure.
Yeah. It's expensive. Like it's not cheap. Like
Oh, I've looked at it.
I told myself like if I do YouTube for a year, and this is the thing, like I have a camera now. To my friends in the comments and people that have dropped comments on videos before asking like that they want to start making videos, like I'm very fortunate that I had people that gifted me a lot of stuff. My mom gave me a camera for graduation. I saved up to like buy Premiere Pro. You don't need any of it.
Yeah.
Just start posting. Like I swear. Um I always want to reiterate that. Alyssa, I had to go down to just Premiere and then I upgraded to Canva instead of Photo. I do love Canva. I know
Canva's
the
so good.
designers
Yeah.
shit on Canva, but
I am
it's
subscribed
so
to
easy.
Canva. I do have the Canva Pro subscription, so that is another subscription that I have.
Final Cut 7. Ooh. See, I could talk about this stuff for like a really, really long time. I need to get better at color grading is what I actually need to do. Like actually do that.
I know
That's
nothing about that.
a
It's such
whole
a
other
time
thing.
suck. It's such a time
Yeah.
suck. I feel like I used to wrestle with it so much, and then once I found something I liked, I was just like, I'm just copying and pasting this in every video because you can spend 10 hours color grading. It's not worth it.
Yeah. I will say the LUTs, those are amazing. I love using. Girl, don't die.
Girl, are you okay? Oh my goodness.
I got too
Oh
enthusiastic.
You did. You were hyping them up.
Oh, but Brielle, your videos are so pretty. Honestly, I saw literally, I was thinking like, man, I haven't seen a video from Brielle in such a long time. Like I know she was out for like that for the holidays and stuff. And then like I finished watching like
Oh,
Alyssa's latest video, and then all I see is like this aggressively high angle from you in your living room, and you're just like, hey.
it, your newest
I
vlog was
love
a
that.
literal masterpiece.
It
Those
was
ducks
so good.
were gorgeous.
Thank
I'm
Yeah.
you.
here for the ducks. Please bring the ducks often.
Brielle is
Oh,
the gold standard for writing blogs. I
so
Truly.
aspire to be
sweet.
as good as her.
Platinum standard.
Stop. I'll cry right
100%.
now. Thank you.
Like it's so good. Like I when I grow up I want to be Brielle.
Aw. Love
When I
you.
grow up, I want to be Brielle. That's so sweet. Aw. Oh my god. Awesome. Okay. Do you guys want to do another sprint?
Yeah.
I'm
Have we
down.
only done one? That's
We've
crazy.
we've only done
We've
one
only
and we've
done
been live for
one.
an hour.
I'm
I
dead.
love that for us.
This is why I was like, we might do 2 or
You know,
3. Like I just it just depends on how long
we're
we
just
chat.
honest with ourselves, truly.
Let me reset this really quickly. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you guys are asking great questions. If you could drop
Hmm.
more, that would be amazing. That would
Yes.
be amazing. Okay, let me get this set up. We stand your biggest fan. Uh, okay, 25 minutes. We will check in with you guys after the next sprint. Good luck, everyone. I'll start it. There we go. something about that makes me feel like when you were like in kindergarten and like it was like wake up from nap time. I had something similar.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm with that.
How did you guys do? How did I do?
Kept on doing some reading.
I discovered that the big problem was not as big of a problem as I thought, which is great. So
That is
continuing
good.
to
Yeah.
trek. Yes.
Love that. I think I got 300 words, which is great. I wrote with this session probably 7,000 words this weekend, so my brain is a little fried. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's a lot,
But you're
girl.
killing it.
Oh, I just had the realization that there's only 2 chapters left.
That's crazy.
Friend. That is
Congrats.
crazy. You're probably going to finish this thing like this week.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be so funny if I finished it on like the last stream this month that I have? I think that we will beat that. Oh, so it's amazing.
I'm so happy for you, friend. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Let's see. I think everyone also I didn't read them earlier, but everyone had really good sprints last sprint too. So love that. Marco got 622, amazing. 398, amazing. Finish editing a chapter, amazing. There was a really good question. Ari, I see your Chipotle question. I'm coming around to it. But
not the Chipotle. Chipotle is my life.
Oh, stop. We're gonna lose brain rot content, you guys. Isn't that so sad? But Kokoro asks, how do you avoid making your protagonist too much like yourself or a Mary Sue / Gary Sue?
Oh.
I mean, usually my characters are based on people, like other people besides myself that I know in real life. Like, not fully as the character, but there are definitely like very large like personality aspects that I pick from people that I know. Because I mean, you can't write what you don't know. We all kind of do it sort of maybe innately. So I guess that's what I do is shape them, mold them based on a real person that I know so they feel real and not like me.
I would say not so much for the too much like yourself thing, because I just don't think I've had that issue so far. But for the not feeling like a, Mary Sue type, this is always the advice I give, but just give yourself as many specifics in terms of memories, relationships, etc. Like, the more you know about maybe like their upbringing or like specific memories that have been core to them or shaped them, the less generic they'll feel. And the more you can use that lens and those memories to kind of pepper their perspective in a way that feels a little bit more original.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, I usually tend to go into my writing with a specific theme that I want to explore. So usually what I'll do is like, especially if it comes down to like a main character, I'm like, okay, what's the theme that I want to explore? What kind of personality would have a really hard time getting to that conclusion? What kind of, like Brielle said, background would they have? Life experiences, memories, hangups, things like that. And then I feel like that helps kind of develop a much more natural character in the process. Plus, then you also have some kind of like built in conflict, which is what you always want when you're writing, because that keeps it entertaining. Yeah, I feel like you find a way. I feel like early writers tend to write a lot from their own experiences, and that's where you run into, a character maybe being a little bit too much like yourself, and writing being a little bit more like a diary instead of a story. But like I feel like just if you keep going, eventually you end up figuring out how to grow past that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it might be worth trying to challenge yourself, like, how can I make this character really drastically unlike myself, because it can be harder sometimes to see the nuances, especially if you're a more beginner writer. So like if you're like a people pleaser, shy person, give your character bold, takes no shit personality, and like do opposite reactions to how you would react in a situation, you know, just to like get used to being in a completely different voice and head.
Yeah. I think it's also so interesting too, like I will sometimes write my characters that way or a specific way, and then I get to a scene and I have them react the way that I would react, like unconsciously sometimes. And then as I'm reading it back, I'm like, oh, they actually wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I say that to be like, I think it's totally natural that even if you go in with the best of intentions to have them be one way, sometimes when you write it, it doesn't end up that way. But that's what revision's for. So like, don't beat yourself up too hard.
Agreed.
Ari asks, what's your favorite order at Chipotle? As she picks up dinner.
This is making me so hungry.
Yeah.
I love a sofritas bowl, personally.
I don't eat at Chipotle enough to know what's on the menu, like to recall what's on the menu. I've maybe eaten at Chipotle 2 or 3 times in my entire life. So
wow.
Yeah.
Bold take. Bold
I mean,
take.
I like Chipotle and nothing against Chipotle. There's just not one close to where I live, and so I just don't. It's just not something that I go to often, you know.
I personally love Cody. I don't know if you've tried this, Brielle. You might have because you're on the West Coast, but Cafe Rio to me is like the superior Mexican place, like to go quick. They make the tortillas like fresh by hand, like right in front of you. I had it a lot when I was in California just now, but Chipotle order is it's a steak bowl with white rice, black beans, cheese, and sour cream. And I get 2 tortillas and I eat it like naan almost. Like
Yeah.
I break it up. And my husband's like, why don't you just get a burrito? I'm like, because it's not the same thing.
It's not. It's not.
It's not the same thing
I
at
love
all.
that, Becca.
See, I'm with Ren, right? I am a Taco Bell girly as well.
Oh, Taco Bell is good. They're
I'm a
I've
Taco
had
Bell
Taco Bell
girly
like
till the
3
day I
times.
die.
100%.
Love Taco Bell.
Congrats. Thank you, guys. Let's see, finish with chapter 3.
Nice, Caitlin.
Let's see. How do you get over not knowing what you want to happen next when drafting? I get so stuck staring at the page forever.
Ooh. Like immediate thought is try something, like pick a direction, do it, and then pick another one. Like sometimes it literally is just like testing until something clicks, or testing until you're like, oh, this is wrong for this reason, so I'm gonna do it like this instead. Nothing you put on the page is permanent, so take that pressure right off.
Yes.
I feel like usually, because I'm having that problem a lot now as I'm writing these like final couple of chapters, and it's usually because I'm not starting in the right place. And so a lot of what I'll do is like, luckily this book is, it's not multi POV, but I'll also just give myself the liberty to be like, I think it should start here. I'll come back to it. I'm going to start here where it feels natural for me to start writing right now and then just go. I feel like getting stuck on that stuff is like the enemy of progress. And I like get stuck between not wanting to do too many things like in brackets for a first draft.
Yeah.
To have something a little bit cleaner, but done is better than perfect. So like you can always go back and change it, but my advice is to like, this is also kind of weird, but like I will literally physically close my eyes and like put myself in my character's world. Like, okay, where is he right now? What would he be hearing? What would he be doing? What would he be thinking? And then go from there. That's helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
So let's see. Anyone else? This is so cool. It's insight on writing. We try. Not professional, but we try.
I guess something to
It's
kind of
horrifying.
add tag on to that thought we were talking about for the last question is
Yeah.
sometimes what helps inspire me for what like comes next is by looking at like what either just happened or recently happened. Like if what I
Yeah.
recently wrote is a very like heavy action scene, then I know that the next thing that I need to write needs to be some sort of coming down from that, some sort of reaction to the thing that just happened. And if the last thing I wrote was the opposite, then I know that, maybe we need to start revving up into another action beat or something. And
Hmm.
that narrowing it down to either an action or a reaction beat can sometimes almost naturally inspire what your characters would do for
Hmm.
each of those things. So that's something that's helped me in the past when I felt like I didn't know what was coming next. I just look at the thing I did right before and I'm like, what would naturally precede that?
I think it's also interesting, like the more you write, the more you also figure out like where you as a writer tend to like hover. I have a
Hmm.
really bad habit. I linger in introspection. I get
Mm.
so stuck in one person's head that I'm like, other people should be having a reaction to this, and I have not even tapped into that at all. And I'm like, I feel
Yes.
like I'm underwriting. And I'm like, it's because you are. You're not even exploring like the story here. Um, that's really good. That's a really good point. Cody. I have a question for the two of you that I don't think I've
Ooh.
asked.
Okay.
And that is what I have two questions. They're both
Oh, a
different, but
twofer.
yeah. What was the story or piece of media that pushed you to finally be like, I need to write? Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I love. Like, I want to try doing that. Was there like one specific story that had always kind of stuck with you? Or was it a different kind of experience?
Mm.
Oh man, I feel like it's a culmination of so many things. I think for me, my earliest one that I can think of is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Just the way that he was able to kind of like there, if you really think about it, there's not really any other book like it. Like it's like kind of it's just like a one of a kind thing. Like it has its own humor, it has its own breaking of the fourth wall with the author starting at the beginning of the book telling you that you should not read the book. Like it's just at the time I had never read anything like it, and it was just such like a just out of the I don't know, out of the norm kind of story.
Hmm.
And just the way that he wrote and kept his humor throughout all of these like very unfortunate things that were happening to these children,
Hmm.
it had a lightness about it while also exploring all of these like heavy topics of loss and mourning the death of some of a loved one and all of these things that they go through together. And so I would say that that was probably one of like my earliest things that was like I want to make something that has that feeling. Like it's light, but also explores these heavy things.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I'd say that'd be my first bout
That's a
of
good one.
inspiration.
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint nor remember a moment of like, oh, I want to write, oh, I want to be a writer. My guess would be it was probably, I think Percy Jackson was probably close to that moment.
Yeah.
I was a big Percy Jackson girl, and I loved Harry Potter as well, but I feel like there was something about the way that Percy Jackson was written, it has that like comedic kind of accessible vibe to it that I was like, "Ooh, like this seems like it was fun to craft for him." Like,
Hmm.
and I think it got me thinking more about writing as an experience and how fun that would be. So,
Yeah.
maybe Percy Jackson.
That's a
That's a
good
great
one.
that's a great choice.
Yeah, I started reading those books early last year, and I need to pick it up again because I tore through the first three. Rick Riordan also has such a really wonderful writing style because every chapter feels like a freaking roller coaster of emotions,
Yes. Ever
Yeah.
and
since
it's
the
so
yes.
good. Yeah, it's so good.
I mean, the first chapter of his book starting with a school field trip and ending with a gargoyle flying at him.
Yes.
Like,
Hmm.
what? It's such an amazing first chapter to a
Yeah.
full series and story. I love
Yes.
that series. It's a close one to my heart.
Me too.
I was mad they didn't continue the movies because like the first movie I
I know.
loved. Like the I don't know how
Yeah.
long ago it was, but I just vividly remember sitting in the movie theater when they were going through this like like the field or whatever, and I'm just like, wow, this is like the coolest thing ever.
I mean, they're doing the TV show now, so that's a
Yes,
huge
they
win.
are. I started it. I think I've finished the whole first season.
Yeah, that's all that's
But
out, I think.
okay, well then I'm caught up. Cool.
Amazing. For me, it was Peter Pan. That
Ooh.
book, and it's also a huge reason why my protagonist right now is named Peter. I don't know. It was like the first book. I remember I was like in college. I had read it when I was little, kind of forgot about it. Got to college. I think I was in like my freshman year. I was a business major. And I reread it and I was just like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is like stories, the way that it just kind of like hit me, I think at the right moment in time. Like, I'd always written a lot when I was little, but sometimes you just come across something again and it just kind of I didn't really want to be a business major. But I didn't know what I wanted to do. So for me,
that's usually the thing that people go to when they don't know. I started out as a business major and I was like sitting in accounting 101 and I was like, I hate everything about this. I'm not doing this.
For me, it was econ. I was like, I'd actually rather gouge my eyes out. And then I switched to English as my major, and it was, I think, probably one of the better decisions I've made.
Yeah. I feel like
just think
every
it's always
person that has a creative major started off in a practical major and ended up switching to the thing that they wanted to do the whole time. I know so many people that started the same way, and it's just so funny.
I think it's like because everyone's just a little too hesitant to make the plunge of like, you hear English as like a major and you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? And then you grow up and you're just like, actually, you can spin that a couple different ways.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny. I think Jasmine's like the business major.
Yeah.
To writer
to writer pipeline.
So good.
But yeah.
Sorry. And then I think the second question that I had for you guys is, there's this piece of writing advice that goes around where, like, to be a good writer, you have to be a good reader. And I'm curious if you guys tend to read exclusively, not exclusively, but like, do you tend to gravitate mostly towards the genre that you write, or do you like going outside of your genre to gain different perspectives? Also, what are your current reads?
Ooh.
What are you currently reading?
I feel like go ahead,
go
Brielle.
Cody.
You go ahead. Ladies first.
I'm done. So I read primarily fantasy and contemporary romance. I've never, well, that's not true. Okay, when I was in high school, I wrote contemporary romance because that was the thing to do at the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether I'll end up writing contemporary romance as an adult or not, but I do enjoy reading it. I just don't know if there would be enough for me to latch onto writing it to be entertained enough by it to write it for a long time, but maybe I'll be proven wrong. So yeah, there's that little discrepancy, I guess, but it is a genre I'd maybe be interested in working in. And currently I'm actually reading a thriller, which is very unlike me. I'm reading The Ivies by Alexa Dunn because she's a YouTuber and I saw her book in a bookstore and I was like, that's cool. So yeah.
That's so fun. For me, I write what I like to read because I mean you sit and write a book for forever. It better be a book that you at least would enjoy reading yourself, you know? So that's usually what I gravitate towards. I gravitate towards like horror, thriller, and now fantasy because those are the three main genres that I read. And so those would be the main ones that I write in. Yeah, I do enjoy reading science fiction, but I don't know if I would enjoy writing science fiction. I don't know. I'd have to, because I feel like science fiction is just like futuristic fantasy, if you really think about it, because it's like fantasizing about what technology could do in the future, you know? So
science fiction scares me as a genre, not in like a reader way, but I feel like you have to be so skilled to pull it off.
You have to know all the things about, I don't know. Yeah, science fiction writing scares me, but I love reading it. It's fun.
Amazing. Well, thanks for indulging me, guys. I
Yeah.
love to like hear a little bit more about how people, I don't know, find their way into writing.
Yes.
Those were good questions, Becca.
Amazing.
What's your
Oh,
current
thank
read,
you.
Becca?
I'm currently reading. I am because I'm writing lit fic. I'm trying to dive into that genre a little bit more. I'm currently reading Blue Sister. I don't have the cover on it, but it's Blue Sisters by Coco Malore,
Mm.
and she wrote Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which I have not read yet, but um I think I love her, and I think I love her writing style, and I think it's very nice to have a book that's like very in line with the tones that I'm trying to write. So like whenever I feel really down about my book or like I don't feel really motivated to write, it's like the perfect book to read because I enjoy it and it's very motivating for me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like amazing.
I
So
definitely stick to reading in the genre that I'm currently writing in, just so
yeah,
that my, like the whole voice training thing that y'all
yeah,
talked about,
yeah,
it helps me with that. And if I'm in that reading mode with that genre, it helps me be in that reading mode or from my
yeah,
writing mode for that genre.
yeah. Tommy says I'm with Brielle. I love reading about time travel, but my brain's not big enough to write that. Yeah,
Yes.
100%. 100%. The amount of math I've seen people do to write science fiction. Yeah,
Yeah, couldn't be me. That's why I'm a writer.
yeah. I chose this for a reason, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Well, it is getting kind of late and your girl is hungry. So is everyone down for like a 10-minute sprint?
Baby
Works for
sprint. Let's do
me.
it.
Little baby sprint. Amazing. Okay. All right, guys. We'll do one last sprint. Good luck, everyone. Check back in 10 minutes. was a nice little baby sprint.
Yes, indeed it was.
I think my final word count for the day is 1,400, which
That's
I'm
good.
fine with.
Nice. I think I got through about 2K. Yay.
Nice.
Yay!
I spent that last sprint just kind of tinkering around on Notion and just started putting in things that I already like knew and start filling it out.
Exciting.
Oh my goodness. Thanks so much for hosting. Oh, if anyone is looking for something to watch this evening, I just posted my first video ever. Thank you so much if you do watch. Everyone go check out Amelia's channel. I literally just subbed while I was
I have the
finishing that
video
up.
pulled up as well because I pulled it up at the last little bit.
Oh, I gotta look you up too. So fun.
Yay! Oh my gosh, good. I'm glad you feel productive, Jasmine.
Yes.
Even if you don't feel productive, just, that's okay. I feel like
This was
everyone
great.
I feel like it was very chill.
Yeah.
And I appreciate a chill stream every once
But
in
we
a while,
had some good productive vibes, we got
We
stuff
did.
done.
This is the part where everyone is being so lovely. If chat, I know there's a lot of author tubers in the chat. Feel free to share your channels as always.
Yes.
We really like to support each other here, and if you have anything to plug, feel free to plug it as well. Is there anything I want to say? I'm back to posting regularly. Yay! We're so happy.
Go Becca.
So you'll get there's a new video going up this Saturday, 10:30 as always. Yeah, anything you guys want to plug? Anything you guys want to shout out? Over here.
A huge shout out to you, Becca, for having us. So fun.
Yeah.
I will shout out that I'm on Instagram. Brielle is writing, and I did launch a Patreon a few days ago. If you want to check that out as well. Yay.
And I'm Cody. I posted a new video today, so if you haven't seen it and you want to go watch it, you can absolutely go do that. It's the video kind of showing all the behind the scenes of me spending the day as an author, designing some merch, submitting my book to my editor, all that kind of fun stuff. So if you want to watch that, it's there. And next week, I'm going to be posting a fun little interview episode where I'm going to be interviewing author Taylor Ann Wright, who is also on YouTube, because she has a book releasing literally in 5 days?
So soon.
So yeah, we're going to have a fun little interview episode next week on the channel to kind of celebrate that and just to kind of get the word out about the book. And yeah, excited about it.
Amazing. Yeah,
Cool.
thank you guys so much for coming and spending some time with us. I am also streaming all the other Mondays this month. So I'll be streaming next week and also on the 27th, 6 p.m., same as always. We got some good guests checking, I'm really tired. My brain, I can't even form a sentence.
It's okay,
It's going to be great.
friend.
We have friends. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be a great time.
Be a great time. Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming, and we'll see you in the next one. Adios.
Bye.
Bye-bye.